Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi guys,
Hey.
how you doing?
So
Hey,
welcome
hey.
to an you just copying me. Welcome to
Something like
another
that.
episode of Heroes. What? Let me tell you what happened.
Really?
No. It's a joke, but I'll tell you why I'm confused because it's meant to be another episode of Anime and Opposites, but my mouth
Of
said Heroes
course.
because I was reading Heroes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then the problem is that in the recording part, I had written episode 236 by mistake, and I'm like, why is episode 236?
Going into
so
the
the
future, are
so
we?
the whole thing just made me discombobulated.
Jumbled up,
I'm like,
like,
what's going
what's
on?
happening?
So I'll start it again, guys. With this, welcome to another episode of Anime and Opposites. I'm your host Uforo
hmm
with my co-host Jola, and
Hi
we're here
guys.
to speak to you guys, our nearest and dearest, about something. Even though I've already given it up already by saying,
Yes.
"Welcome to another episode
Mm-hmm.
of Heroes." There's no show like that. Well, maybe
Yes.
there is a podcast like that, and I don't know about. But this is not it. So
Yeah, yeah.
for people that might be wondering, Heroes, because Heroes is it's a word. So you might
Mm.
know because if you listen to our podcast, you know that we've brought it up at
We
different
mentioned
points,
it. Yeah.
but you might not know. But this can help to rejig your memory.
Mm-hmm. Basically, guys, I mean, this is a throwback to Heroes, the TV show. And we've mentioned before that we're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
And here we are. And that was the theme song. I don't know if you guys,
by
if that would,
rejig your memory. But
like, yeah, because
was
for
was
me, the moment I heard that again, I was like, oh, yeah.
was that theme
It was
song?
like,
Was that theme song dope for you when you heard it? When you
for me,
back then?
back then, yes. And it's not because it's some kind of theme song where you're like, yeah, this is not Sasageyo or something, you know. It's not that, you know, but this one is because of the way this theme is, it's more of a feeling it gives you, you know.
I
It's
think
more of a vibe,
I don't
you
know
know.
how I felt about the theme song for me because I would say yes, but I think it was more about the circle at the end. That circle of that moon
It was
or
an
whatever
eclipse.
eclipse or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
all
yeah.
I that was in my head is I knew it was an eclipse and blah blah blah, but it was just that circle. That was what was deep for me.
It for
Like
you.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 That's fair. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that theme was always part of it for me. So the moment, like I said, the moment I heard it again, I was like nostalgia, you know. And with that theme also used to come, you know, the guy that used to speak a lot, Mohinda Suresh, and we have a little some as well.
yeah.
Just
Another one for
play.
memory.
Yes.
This quest, this need to solve life's mysteries. In the end, what does it matter when the human heart can only find meaning in the smallest of moments?
You know what? You know what? I would like to add to
What?
this. I'll say that when these people were creating this TV show,
Yeah.
they must have had a pretty dope idea of everything that they want to do, which they were executing. And I'm not jumping the gun in any way by going to the end of how the show went. It's just that the show went in a whole different way than it should have. That's all I can really say
Yeah.
because
You know when you have those graphs that are going
yeah,
up,
like
like
oh
yeah,
then
yeah, and then you get to the point and to the top, and then you're like, oh shit, oh down is going
let
down.
me tell you, that's what they call cryptocurrency. That's what cryptocurrency is at the moment. It was the then it was the dip, then the dip,
Started
then
going
the dip,
down.
then the dip,
And it's like gonna crash and burn, boom,
crash and burn. Exactly. So
you know. Yeah,
it's something that I just think. You know what? Let's dive in.
they had a solid, yeah, They had a solid idea, and the reason again I played that is again hand in hand with the thing for me. That guy was always
Mohinda's story was
Mohinda used to always drop these
nuggets.
anecdotes and
Yeah, just
nuggets.
like yeah,
and with
nuggets.
the way he used to speak was like so nice to hear. Like, I mean, come on.
I mean,
It's so nice to hear. He
was
could be telling you nonsense, but it sounded
he's
great.
the narrator. No. Let's look at
Yeah,
this.
he
One
was
second.
like
One
a
second.
narrator.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just gonna play one more time because I want to say something.
This
1
quest,
second, guys.
this need to solve life's mysteries.
I mean, this need to solve life mysteries.
Solve
I mean,
life
yeah, that
mysteries.
makes sense. Yes, but the way you say it, you yourself, you want to start. Oh yeah, I
What?
believe.
What's the mystery
I
of life? Oh my god.
You really believe you want
Yeah.
whatever mumbo jumbo he's selling to you at that point.
Absolutely. And so, as you said, they had this idea about what they wanted the show to be, and they sold us on that very well when it came out. I mean, this was a show in 2006 and aired till 2010 on NBC. It had 4 seasons, 77 episodes.
Did you finish it?
Yes, I actually did finish it, and I watched the Heroes Reborn spin-off that they had. Was that a movie or was that like a extra season? I can't even remember.
So do you
but that Heroes
remember-
Reborn, I watched it.
Do you remember everything to the end until the Heroes Reborn? Like, that sounds like
Not
Takechi
everything.
Hitman Reborn, but yeah. Do you
Hit by
remember?
Reborn. Not everything. Bits and
I mean,
bobs.
I
Here
feel
and
like
there.
I feel like I watched it to the end, but for some reason, only season 1 and season 2 resound in my brain. Every
Because
other
those
thing,
were the ones that were. I mean,
season 1
each
was
season,
the best,
Okay,
but season 2
season 1 was the best.
But season 2
Was
was
still okay, but
it was
mhm,
meh,
it was
but it was
starting to-
better. It was still,
Yeah. And then season 3, you're like, oh my,
oh my god.
Season 4, you're like,
I'm done. I just want this thing to
Yeah.
end. Season
Yeah.
4 is like what's the name? Those writers of Flash that are trying to end it themselves.
Oh.
Like
that video I sent you. Like,
They're
let's
trying to-
writ the most
let's
ridiculous
write
shit
the
you can
worst
come up
thing you
with.
can come up with, and let's not be renewed again. I mean, they succeeded.
Let's not
Flash
renew-
hasn't.
I know. Still going on, my goodness. But yeah, this is not a Flash episode.
No, it's not.
If we do a Flash episode, it's going to be
It'll be
terrible.
full on slagging,
yeah.
and I have to watch it
Oh,
to slag it
complete
properly, and I
slagging.
don't want to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So no.
Oh, and you don't even have to watch it. I've told you enough. I've showed you a little bit that tells you how bad it is. You actually don't have to. But yeah. Anyway. But unfortunately, Heroes did not end very well. And the reborn part of it wasn't I can't remember very well. I
can't
think it had
remember
maybe
who
one or
was-
2 characters from the
from the
original.
was-
and it
was-
had like
was-
a new set of kids that were loosely based
What was
off
his
of
name
some of
again?
the things from the original. Who?
Yatta!
Oh, Hiro Nakamura.
His name was also Hiro Nakamura. I'm just trying to say, was he in the Reborn? Because he would have looked like they should have carried him over to the Reborn, wouldn't they?
You know what? I feel like maybe he was to maybe say some things, and then he left. Like he wasn't like a
A main character.
staple character. No, I don't
We
think
used
so.
to rush
I can't
back.
remember it well enough.
We used to rush back anywhere we were in the world, whether you were in uni, whatever place you were at that point in your life when you're watching Heroes, to go and catch the new episode of Heroes. It was a thing
Absolutely.
around the whole.
It was a major thing.
Massive thing. And then the next day to come and discuss, save the cheerleader, save the world.
Exactly. Well, that imitation was
no,
terrible.
that
Poor,
was my
but
own
it's
accent.
okay.
No, that's my own accent. That was not anybody's
Oh,
accent. I wasn't imitating anybody.
Okay.
I was just trying to
Okay,
say it in the middle of all accents. So I was not looking
Okay.
for something that works.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, but I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
Like, and then even
Everything was save the cheerleader,
when
save
save the world,
Yeah.
it was a tad bit annoying after some time. Like that word, save the cheerleader, save the world, because it was linked to every sequence and situation.
I don't think it got annoying for me, but
Oh,
it
it
was
did.
supposed to be that, they had a whole thing of
Map.
trying to map out where this
Yeah.
started. So where is this point we need to change? And everything was save the cheerleader, save the world, because Sylar. Okay, again, this is a show that I feel like launched that guy's career, put
It
him
did.
on the map more
It did.
so. Not that
It
he
did.
wasn't there before, I guess, but
I think
after
it did.
that, it was like, wow, this guy. So
This
Sylar was the
guy,
baddie of Heroes,
ultimate
and
body. They had to cut your head or something like that. I can't remember.
he will cut open your
your
brain like that
and take it and take
to
something.
see how
Yeah,
how things work in your brain.
yeah,
That's how
yeah,
he learns and takes your abilities. And he
yeah.
used to kill in the most gruesome ways. Like he will use
Gruesome
his
way.
TK powers to like impale, to like stick you to the roof, impale you with knives
There
and
was,
shit.
you know
Like
what?
it
Remember,
was
there was a
bad.
Sylar was the ultimate body. He could split his personality very well. Where it looks like, oh, he's nice. The next thing, I mean, you could tell he was a psychopath, like proper one. But it was also
Yes,
interesting that
he
the
was.
way the story carried us, like to hate Sylar at first, and then after some time, you start not hating him as much anymore. You start kind of, I don't want to use the word rooting for him, but softly saying,
Yeah, on your own day. But I
interesting.
understand what you mean.
Like,
Yeah.
he's bad, but like he's just twisted. You know that kind of
That
thing.
character you hate to love or whatever.
You
However
love
you
to
want
hate
put
or
it,
you hate to love or
or love
whatever.
to hate. Yes, whichever way you want to put it. But yeah, absolutely. He was just that looming body that was really interesting. Because at the beginning you don't even get to properly see him. He's just a guy that was always everywhere,
Yeah.
one step ahead, killing people, and you're like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? And yeah, until we finally sort of get like a reveal, he was, it was a well written sort of thing. And I don't know, there were, how much do you even remember of it? Because there were so many things that came into it
remember-
from the beginning.
What was the name of the guy in the glasses? I remember most of Heroes because it was
Guy
really
in
good.
the
agents.
company man.
Company
The
man,
company.
yeah, the guy
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Claire.
Ooh,
Was her name Claire?
Claire's dad.
Claire's dad.
Yeah, Claire
yeah.
Bennett.
Claire Bennett. He's the
I can't remember his.
something
I
Bennett.
can't remember his first name now. Yes, yes,
It feels
yes.
like Nathan. No.
No,
no,
Nathan
Nathan
was
is
the guy that was
the other one.
Nathan was the guy running for office.
Office. Claire Bennett's dad.
I feel
Claire
like his
Bennett's
name maybe
dad.
was Noah.
Noah Bennett. That's it. Noah Bennett.
that
I
was
knew
his
it was
name.
an N. That's why I went for Nathan because it was an N. But it was definitely Noah Bennett. And we'll get back into Noah. But I think one of the characters that pissed me off the most was Nathan. Why I say
He was a self-centered guy.
apart from
the
being
one that could
self-centered, which
fly.
I could accept,
Yeah.
but then at some point he was meant to become OP, having multiple powers or something weird like
Oh,
that.
no.
Or some strange weird thing like
That was
He could
not
switch
Nathan.
powers.
That was not Nathan.
No, he
That's
could take
Peter.
No, Peter. Sorry, Peter.
Peter is the one that was. He was the brother of Nathan.
Yeah,
Nathan
he was a brother of Nathan. Peter. Yeah.
Peter is the one you're thinking
Peter
about.
started pissing me because Peter was supposed to be like that. You had Hero.
I can use people, so he
know
he
Hero.
should be like Sylar without
Yeah,
cutting off your
yeah,
head.
Hero, whatever.
Nakamura,
Hero was,
yeah.
Nero Nakamura. Hero was somewhat the protagonist initially, in a sense, but he
Yes.
was not really.
Yes.
But then Peter was also the protagonist as well. There was a
Yes.
dual protagonist situation because they were supposed to be the ones to like do
Get
everything,
things
save
together.
the world.
Hero
they are
was the one that saw the future, came
Future.
to the past to tell
Yeah.
them. Blah blah blah.
So
Yeah.
it was a work. So Peter, I mean, I liked Peter Petrelli so much initially that even when Big Boys Don't Cry, the what's her name, Big Feggy song, you know he was in the video. I cannot forget that he
Oh,
was
I
in
don't
the music
remember
video. That's what
I don't remember that at all.
That's how much. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you gotta check it. You see, it was in the music video, and I'm like, oh, Peter Petrelli, my guy. You know that kind of thing.
Oh wow.
And you're checking it out, right? And then
No. I just remembered someone else I wanted to mention.
And then
on.
but then to see him become so mid, so useless, pissed me off because like you're supposed to be the guy to stand up to. I mean, you could have
Sylar. Well, he did, but you know all these kind of shows. The bad guy is always the one that gets to be badass. The good guy always has to be nerfed, as they say. cannot be. They hardly ever do it.
Yeah,
they have.
they hardly ever do it.
They
Yeah.
hardly ever do it where like they properly let the good guy like show off his powers like that. So even with that, yeah, he too can take people's powers, but then it's just not shown off as well. Which is why Sylar was the one that you end up like, oh yeah, Sylar.
Tyler, yeah. And then before we even go, because we're still kind of in that kind of season one phase and talking about heroes, what about the Haitian?
Well, and that was it. See, the Haitian was another person that they kind of kept shrouding in mystery. We didn't
Yes.
learn much about him until other seasons, if I'm right.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah.
that guy that didn't used to talk much. Just
And
this
it can
black
make you
guy didn't
forget,
talk
right?
much.
And it can make you forget.
Yes,
He can change
he
alter
can
your
he
memories.
make you forget, alter your memories, all that. So you just find that the guy is around you and your powers can't work on him. So he X's your powers, kind of thing. He or neutralizes or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So he was just that guy that you just didn't know much about.
He was
and
he
the
was
company,
with wasn't he with this guy Noah Bennett? Wasn't he like
He
Noah
was,
Bennett's
yeah.
partner? Yeah, he was.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they
he
were
was.
they were together. So
was.
they whenever that they were just such a bad duo. Like
They
people,
were, they really
people
were.
like Noah Bennett and that guy could go for Sylar, and Sylar would be scared because both of them
Yeah,
Noah would
yeah,
just
and
go
Noah didn't have powers. So that's
no
the thing.
powers.
So they made
none
him that
whatsoever.
human character that had information about everything. He knew everything about everything, and you just had to be scared of him, even though he didn't have powers.
One thing about Noah Bennett that I'll never forget is that his glasses, you know, he'll remove it, clean it,
He will remove it,
and then
clean
clean
it,
and then
put it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so that move was so classy. Like it was like
Yeah, and you see him. He's that mild mannered kind of guy.
mild
But
mannered guy, but
don't mess with
He
it.
would kill you, and he
I-
was so brutal with the way he used to go for them. Like they hate, and I think they explained why he hates them so much.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was.
It was some
I
kind
don't
of
remember
like
his
his
hate. There was a
son
whole
died
thing.
or something like that, or something weird. I can't remember what it was.
I'm not
But there
gonna
was
lie,
some
I can't remember the details, but there was a whole thing about why he did what he used to do. Then there was a whole story behind it where he was truly working with Nathan and Peter's mom, who was pretending to be somebody else, but she was really from an OG of the whole company.
yeah,
And I like that.
and then the companies, and
Claire
then the
was
people-
truly the child of Nathan. It was also a whole thing.
it was all there was a whole thing. Number one,
Conspiracy.
Number two was the whole it was built on conspiracy. I mean, it reminds me of the ultimate conspiracy movie. I mean, TV show. Well, not the ultimate, Prison Break, which was just shrouded in conspiracy theories all around. But outside of that, I'm just saying that. Then even the people that were in charge of the company, some of them had powers or something like that. So it was a very, very strange thing because Nathan's mom had powers. She wasn't.
She did, but we didn't know at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to say like it was one of those things that what was their point? You know that kind of thing, like was to control or something like that. Then I think when the show started pissing me off, which is where we start getting to, is when Hero comes back from because the future Hero was so badass. It was like we
So
felt
badass.
so badass, but
Yes.
that was not explored enough.
No, it
It
wasn't.
really-
And again,
That's
so I'm
where
so
the-
sorry. It's another thing I can't remember properly, but I do know there was a part of the story where he got lost in ancient Japan or
Yes,
something.
yes.
And I think after that, it was
They
like,
just killed it. It just died.
yeah,
like,
I think he
like
was away for ages, and it's like, okay,
he
so what's
he
happening?
just
Ugh.
like so the plot lines of the story, like it grew legs and arms and just started missing everything.
And they didn't know
they didn't know how to
to-
capture it again. It was like, okay,
Yes.
we're losing it. Okay, it's like it's like this. I come this morning. I'm a writer for Heroes. I come to work. I'm like, Hero Nakamura can travel in time, right? He just needs to close his eyes and wake up and he can go anywhere. They're like, yeah. Okay, let's think of this. We want to. Hero is he carries his sword around, but he can't really use it because he's not that great at fighting. They're like, yeah. Exactly. That makes sense. Where are you going with this? Like, think about it. If we make him mess with time and gets lost in ancient Japan, and then he's not able to learn about how to use the
This
sword,
the
the
sword.
katana.
He will now be a
And
proper
he'll now
samurai.
be a proper samurai, and then he'll now be able to properly fight. They're like, oh my god, mind blown. Psh, psh, psh.
But then they were like,
that's
okay,
it.
how do we actually do this?
Yeah,
How
because
do we actually tie it into what else is happening? Okay, so he can use the katana very well. What happens now? Who is he fighting? Katana
yeah.
versus
Then they now
Sylar type.
No,
What happens?
Yeah, what happens? And then they now try to like say, okay, maybe we'll get him to the past, but we can't just live in the past like that, because we can't just make it seem like, oh, he's going to the past, and then we have to find a way where he knows where the company started from in the past. We have to link it somehow so that there's a way. But that linking meant that they had to create a new storyline of how the company started from in the past. Which, as they were linking, that's growing more arms and legs, and then they just started losing it. Tyler became a good guy at some point. Did he? I
can't remember. Oh, I think something about him losing his memories for a while.
Yeah,
so he didn't know he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah, he was.
Or something like that.
He now started helping them at some point. He even saved the cheerleader himself at some point or something like that. Like...
yeah. I have to throw this in. It's just an excuse to throw it in. But unless you're someone like the great Eiichiro Oda, who... I think already knew from the beginning where he was going, and he has interwoven everything.
Because let's not lie, yeah. And
this guy's got lost.
I appreciate you bringing it in because it's something worth mentioning. One Piece, there are so many loose plots here and there, but this guy is tying them in like in a masterful manner, like in the sense that something that I keep saying there's something I need to find and I need to send it to you because someone sent it to me. Something from Skypiea time, far ago, the way the person checks some stuff, and we don't know. And for that person, we don't know how. Maybe the person is chatting shit. We don't know. But for that person to be able to tie the story themselves, because they opened the map of the whole One Piece map, and they were able to start fixing some things in. And the person can tie it in like that, and it's making sense. And even if Oda doesn't want to go that way, Oda can tie it in, and it will make sense. The guy is tying them in. And
he is.
We keep saying that in this podcast, that if you don't know, if you're creating a story and you want to go wild with it, and you want to go like, you want to do the crazy things, you want to say a lot of stuff, you need to be able to know how to tie them in. Because if you can't tie them in, that's it. All credibility is gone. Same thing happened to Prison Break, but we'll get to that another time, because it's the same kind of thing that... And you know what the funny thing is, that funny enough, just one more thing about both of these shows is that they had that kind of character like Noah Bennett. That Noah Bennett character existed in both Prison Break and in this thing, in Heroes. You know that guy that was chasing them that had long hair? What's his name? Can't remember. That worked for the government agency.
The guy that was in what season?
It started in season 1 and started season 2. It doesn't matter. The guy, you can't remember. He's not long hair like that though, but he's blonde. He was the agent, and he was trying to...
I'm thinking of an agent, but he wasn't in season 1. That's why I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
Maybe he came in season 2, maybe.
Prison Break.
Then later, he now helped them, and they were even chasing him at some point as well. Yeah.
Sorry, the person I'm thinking of is only from season 4.
No,
so
no.
That's why
I'll look for the guy. I'll look for the guy and send it to you. When I send it to you, you'll be like, oh, okay, same kind of character.
Yeah, probably. But I'm just thinking of somewhere.
Same
like
character,
else.
but yeah, I mean, the reference from the Big Bang Theory. Do you want to say?
Oh yeah, sorry guys. If you watch Big Bang Theory, or if you've ever watched Big Bang Theory, there's a part where Sheldon is talking about all these TV shows that, just that when you start a show, you're committing, they have to do this. Anyway, basically it talks about how Heroes, the creator of Heroes, consistently reduced the quality of the show from season to season until everybody was glad that the show had ended. And it's the way he says the line that it's a funny line. So yeah, I just wanted to refer to that because
Yeah.
why not?
Do you know what? Thinking about a lot of TV shows, even animes as well, like movies, anything that exists, it's difficult to keep up sequels. Like, it's very, very difficult to continue. I
In
feel
the
like
same vein of-
there's a very low percentage, and I don't mean low, very low, like 10%, but I mean low in comparison to. It's not just average. It's not 50%. Like, it's maybe closer to 30% that are able to carry on. That.
Oh, Mahone. Sorry.
Yes.
that guy.
Yes.
That guy with the hair that he used to take drugs to keep himself.
You remember him now? Like, he was first chasing them. Then after some time, a lot of things changed for him, and he started.
He started doing bad things.
Very
bad things.
Yeah. Mahone, that's his name. But we'll get to that. That's another one to discuss. Another thing, but I feel like Prison Break did better than Heroes did, obviously. But we will get into
went
that.
Better for longer.
We were more engaged for a longer time. We were more interested in seeing. I mean, the loophole, the plot loops that they had, it wasn't so difficult to kind of tie them in, even though sometimes you're like you're pushing it. You're pushing it,
but okay.
We'll allow you. You're pushing it, but we'll allow you.
But the Heroes ones,
So Dr. Tengredi did not just. She's not pregnant, or she just died, or she didn't die again, or something. So you're something around her. You're pushing it, but we will allow you. We'll allow you. Really
the power of love.
The power of love. Oh, Nakama power.
Nakama power.
But yeah, I think my last thing on this Heroes would be.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world. Sorry, go on.
You know what? I'm not even going to say, because that's even a better last thing. Save the cheerleader, save the world. With that, guys, we're going to our riders. And I think we'll just pick one of our favorite characters from Heroes as an honorary rider for today. So, Chola, do you want to kick us off?
I was going to say I didn't really have favorite that. I actually would just go with Hero. Hero. I think his energy was always just cool, even if it was the greenhorn version of Hero that was just learning to use his powers.
Yeah, the greenhorn
version that came in. Both was like.
No, I think I like the greenhorn version of Hero, and to even add to that, remember Hero's best friend,
Ando. Yes.
Ando got powers at some point.
Did he? I don't remember that. Are you sure?
That was like season 3 or something. Ando had powers.
Oh, I have no idea. Okay, cool. I don't remember that at all.
Ando was always there for him, like every time.
Yeah,
Ando was that best friend. But anyways,
even
Prison Break had that best friend thing element too as well. But anyway,
of course, Sucre,
that guy that was always there, Fernando Sucre.
Nice.
Yes. But anyways, mine.
What's yours?
Mine is going to be one of the Glasses characters, because both of them, I think, they're both bad initially, but I'd say one of the Glasses will say it's either Sylar or Noah Bennett. So
Sylar didn't wear glasses.
He did at some point.
That. Only to use as a guise now. That's not him.
Yeah.
Glasses company man was. That was his.
But I'll go for Noah, because they feared him. Like, they were scared of him. He didn't have a lot, like, in the sense of he didn't have any powers, but he just knew how to manipulate the information, to manipulate them. He would study the power and understand how to neutralize it, and it drove him. Like, obviously, until he found out that he had to save the cheerleader himself, which was his daughter as well. That's when he started switching his feelings towards certain things. Though at first it was sort of.
Okay.
He wasn't sort of. Let's leave it at a sort of. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, thanks again. We hope
we'll
go and watch maybe Hero season 1 and then end it there.
Season 1. Yeah. It could prompt you guys to go do that. But that's season 1 though. Unless you really want to go the whole mile, so that's.
I don't want you to feel that way at the end of the whole mile. So season 1.
All right,
guys. Thank you.
Yeah, but listen, as usual, like, subscribe, all the usuals.
And maybe send us your characters in hero if you feel anything. Send us whatever you want to talk about. Or maybe send us a topic.
You guys may have heard that story.
Jola's dog is trying to break her face.
It's not my own dog, but yeah.
Bye, guys.
Relative's dog. Bye.